Oh, who is this guy? He seems so keen. It's only me in episode 15, but... Right guys, so as stated in the intro, this is Tarantula Tales number 15. And if you would like to download the raps that I do in the intro, please head to my Spotify, link in the description below. We'll give it a few minutes and people see if people actually think I have a Spotify. There is no Spotify. I can't rap. I just mess around because I'm an idiot. Anyway, welcome to Tarantula Tales 15. We'll be featuring Bobbi's Critter Cave. So, before we get into the questions, Bobbi, how are you doing?
Hi, it's great to meet you. Thanks for inviting me on.
No, thank you for joining me. It's my pleasure to have you on. So, should we just get into the questions now? Question 1. How are things over the pond?
Well, there's this pandemic going on. It's putting everybody on edge, but, you know, other than that, business as usual.
Yep, I get where you're coming from. At least we are fortunate enough to be in one of the countries that is doing mass vaccinations. So I think over here we're over 50% of the entire population, which, as they're not vaccinating children for a while yet, is massive. And I believe America's in the same position, but America, the second vaccine is miles ahead of where we are. We're slowly catching up, but that's because we're smaller, so it's easier to catch up. Anyway, enough about the vaccinations. You are correct. That is a pain in the behind, and hopefully it will go away soon. Question 2 is, who was the last YouTuber that you watched?
Well, that would actually be you, because I wanted to see what I'd gotten myself into. So, I watched a few of your videos before I got ready for this.
I was wondering, like, the one person who watched my videos. Thank you, Bobbi. Only joking, but I do, honestly, every single person who's watched any one of these videos, a massive thank you to everyone and the people that have been involved and the people that will be involved in the future. I like these videos as something different, and basically you get to see YouTubers not just being YouTubers. You get to see a bit of their personality and stuff like that. That's the reason I wanted to do this. And hopefully there'll be many, many more to go, and I can continue to be an idiot, because else my channel will probably get very boring. So, with that being said about YouTubers, who do you think is going to win Fatal Fangs 3?
Who will win Fatal Fangs? It's going to be an American. I'm sure of that. I have seen some of the fails that Darcy and Midgard Arachnids had. And if their fails were that good, I can just imagine what their actual contributed clips are going to look like. So I'm going to say it'll either be Darcy or Midgard Arachnids. Definitely.
An American winner, you say? Okay. No, it's going to be a UK winner. However, maybe a South African winner. Liam's normally pretty good with his stuff. Anyway, we're going to the reasons why this isn't misplaced confidence on your side. I don't know. Do you know something we don't? Again, don't know. Are you overconfident because there are 2 US judges, 1 UK judges, tilting the balance in your favour, meaning the chances are an American YouTuber will win it? I'm only joking. Yes, there might be different judges from the 2 from America, but to be honest, I can't see either Rob from Ibnis Arachnids or Richard go in purely on the fact that they're American over anything else. So if anyone takes that personal, thinking, oh, I'm saying, it's fixed, it's not. It was just me messing around like I normally do. Anyway, let's get into question 3, shall we? Question 3 is, why do people say an alarm clock goes off when it turns on?
Do people say that? That must be a British thing, because I say that it turns on. Yeah, that's got to be you guys. No, I'm just messing with you. I think that people say the alarm clock goes off because when it goes off, so do I. That's all there is to it. That's got to be it.
You nearly had me then. I was thinking, is it just Brits that say that? You are very, very sneaky.
I am very, very sneaky, sir.
I see that.
But it is one of the confusing things of why it goes off when it comes on. I don't really know. Your explanation could be one of the reasons. Mine, I would say it's going off just because literally the second it does turn on, I turn it straight back off. Because I'm one of these who goes from being in like a coma, sleep, to awake like that. And I'm downstairs probably within about 10 seconds from my alarm first sounding. Because I am weird. And I'm like, yeah, let's get ready for the day. And then I'm tired later. Enough about that anyway. Let's get into the next question. For all those people here in good old Blighty, England, how would you describe your channel to us? Let's get you some more subs. Let's do this. Peeps, sub. Over to you.
A little bit about my channel. Well, I mostly do animal content. Whether it be my spiders or snakes or the wild animals that roam through our woods out here. It's mostly about critters, obviously, but I also like to do occasional videos regarding our theater group. I did an interview with the producer for our group, and that was a great opportunity. I'm glad he was willing to do that for me. But of course, we haven't been able to do much of anything for the last year. Hopefully we'll be able to get back to that soon. But, yeah, I just do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I started the channel just because I was having so much fun with the tarantulas, and I thought maybe talking about them might help someone else who might be a little freaked out about them, because that's how I got over my arachnophobia, was by watching other channels like The Dark Den and Deadly Tarantula Girl.
Yeah, I feel for you on the theatre side of the videos and stuff like that, with production and the actors and stuff like that, not being able to really do any work at the moment. I know certain places in America are bringing back that with lowered attendance, shall we say, and people actually being able to get together. Now, I'm basing all of this, I don't know if that actually is happening in America. I'm basing all of this on the fact that the Lion King show is coming back to one of the Disney parks soon. That's all I know. Meant to be going to Florida, probably not going to happen. Anywho, I digress. But yeah, I do feel sorry for the people in that kind of industry with COVID and stuff. I'm not going to get on to COVID. I had a mini rant in the last video, and we don't really want me getting angry again, do we? So we will go from that on to the next question before I go off on another tandem somewhere, because I am weird. So the next question is, why is the word bed shaped like a bed? Bed.
Why is the word bed shaped like a bed? Because it wouldn't make any sense if it was shaped like a table. Duh.
Hang on a minute. Is that the second time in this series I've been dud? I think it is. And I think I said in the last one, there's no real comeback to that. So we will swiftly move on to the next question. And the next question is, it's a new one. This is going to kind of replace the Team Gav, Team Al thing, just because that was getting embarrassing for Gav. And he used to phone me crying. He was like sobbing down the phone. Please stop asking her. Even Lucy chooses you now. It's embarrassing. So I've decided to get rid of that question purely because I want to look after Gav's mental health, because I'm like that. I'm that kind of friend. Not trying to embarrass him on the channel at all. Yeah. Okay. So the next question is the new question, which is, if you could take a guess, what do you think I do for a job?
Well, a lot of the Tarantula YouTubers seem to be in education. So I'm going to just assume that you also are an educator.
Someone who works in education. Interesting. Is that what I do? I'm not going to say. I've just thought of an idea, because I'm planning on throwing this open to you guys and letting you guys ask questions to me for, I'm kind of going to do like a 3-part Tarantula Tales with you guys asking the questions and me answering them brutally, honestly. Bad idea from me. However, until then, remember, I am the questionnaire. Until then, till I hand over the power, questionnaire, answer here. Not a word, I know. Anyway, I'm going to tally up what everyone thinks, and then at the end of that video, to save people asking that question, I will tell you what I do for a job. Now, I know some people know about the events company because I've mentioned it on this channel, but I don't mean that. I mean the primary job that I have. Obviously, COVID's been going on, I haven't been able to do events. So that's, or I'm going to leave that, and let's just get into the next question, shall we? The next question is, what are the plans for 2021 for the Critters Cave?
Well, Alan, I don't really have a plan. When I make plans, that's when things tend to start going to hell in a handbasket. So I just kind of do what comes to me at the moment. If you could say it's a plan, I want to do more regular updates. But I think that's the closest thing I could say to having a plan.
Weird. Literally 2 people, I think, in the world call me Alan. And that is my wife and my mum. Now you've joined in. Brilliant. I'm pretty sure I'm the only person under 65 that is called Alan. Yeah, that's why I'd normally go by Al, hence why Al's Arachnids, just because I'm not a big fan of it. That's, again, I digress. I can't stop doing that on this video for some reason. I have no idea what's going on. But let's get on to the next question. Who is your dream collaboration with for making a YouTube video?
Well, I'm already here with you, so I'm going to assume that you mean what would be my next dream collaboration. And I would have to say Deadly Tarantula Girl. She was one of the videos that I watched when I first started looking at arachnids, other than to scream and run away. And if it had not been for her and her videos, I may not have ever gotten into the hobby, honestly. And I had the opportunity to meet her, and she is just a wonderful person. She has always been there to answer questions and always has great advice. And she's just one of the sweetest people I've ever met. So I would love to do a collaboration with her and maybe go down and see her facility in Texas and just hang out, because she's a great gal.
Ah, DTG. Great choice for a collaboration. And I think we might probably make this happen. Now, DTG sometimes watches these, as you would have seen, well, she's done one. Yeah, if you are watching, why don't you reach out to Bobbi and try and get something in the makings? I like to try and help people out, bring people together. Let's see what we can do. Hopefully that works. I don't know if DTG and the Spider-Man have talked. I did tag the Spider-Man when I uploaded the video to try and help that going forward. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what comes out of that. I don't know. Let's get on to the last question. As always, we end with a weird question. So why not let's end with a weird one this time? Why do people have fingertips but not toe tips? However, people tiptoe but they don't fingertip. What's up with that?
Well, I've actually heard dancers call them toe tips. So I don't think it's so much that we don't have toe tips. It's that most people don't use them. So that's not a term that's used very often. Whereas dancers do use their toe tips because they stand up on those little point shoes. As far as the difference between tiptoe and tip finger, I don't know. I really don't. That is a wonderful phrase. I can definitely see that in usage when playing Dungeons and Dragons. Instead of pickpocketing, I'm tip fingering. No, that doesn't sound right at all. Maybe that's why we don't say that.
Well played. I was going to say that afterwards about the toe tips being used in dancing, especially ballet dancing. As Bobbi touched on, it's when they go up into the deep, 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 deep. And that is actually called the part of the shoe as well. At the front of it is also called that. It's referred to as that anyway. But yeah, as for finger tipping, let's suggest we don't say it to people. I fingertipped you. This doesn't sound great, does it? Let's face it. It sounds rather rude. However, I do think we could bring in finger tipping, and we could bring it in for, I know this probably happens a lot more in America, or it does happen a lot more in America than it does in the UK, because UK people think, why should I do that? But when you tip your waiter, you can fingertip them because you're pushing the money there with your finger or putting it in an envelope with your finger. That can be known as finger tipping. And on that bombshell, we're going to have to end today. Now, I apologise that we've had to end it again. I know all good things must come to an end, and some bad things must come to an end like this as well. But in all seriousness, guys, a massive thank you for watching this. If you've watched it and stuck this far, like my last video, there will probably be some bloopers on the end because while recording these, I turn into a jabbering idiot that can't talk most of the time. So there will be some bloopers coming up in a minute, like the video is not long enough. But as we do most of the time, we will hand back over to Bobbi's Critter Cave and let Bobbi have the last word. Bobbi, a massive thank you for doing this, and we'll see you on the next one, guys.
Well, Alan, thanks so much for having me on. This has been a lot of fun, and I hope we get a chance to do it again sometime.